everybody? Welcome back to part 2 of the conversation that we had from last week. So we're ready to go ahead and continue that on. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. We still sitting here with Miss Kay. Kay, tell us a little bit more about your podcast.
So, as you know, we're talking about in the previous episode, Black and Borderless is a podcast that spotlights folks in the diaspora, like us, who are doing work to connect the diaspora to the continent in any way, shape, or form through any sector. So we've had some really good guests on the show. I talked about some people last week, some other guests that we've had on or that we're going to have on. We're going to have someone from Benin, talking about the Benin tourism industry, someone from the energy sector in Congo. So you name it, we just got them on the show.
And you call it, you said, is it Diaspora?
Diaspora.
What that mean?
Diaspora is basically, well, in this case, the African diaspora are basically people who are of African descent who live outside of the continent of Africa. So basically us, people who have roots to Africa.
Don't act like y'all know what that means, too. Some of y'all sitting looking at y'all.
No, and that's a good question, because not everybody knows what that means or they think they do and they really don't know what it means. So that's what people call like foundational Black Americans, which is people who are descendants of slaves. It could be African immigrants who migrated from Africa to here in the last, 30, 40 years. So it runs the gamut, really. But we talk to all of them, and that's the point. And I'm both, so that's why I was passionate about creating this podcast. I'm literally a walking bridge between, let me say, foundational Black American culture and African culture. My mom is, African American from Chicago. My dad is a Cameroonian immigrant who came to the States in the late 70s. So I wanted really a show that really celebrated that, right? The commonalities that we share within the diaspora, and that we all have this shared passion to connect back to the continent. So, yeah.
So,
good.
I was touching you.
Take a second. Now he gotta get used to. He gotta come back to the American air. He don't like the air over here.
So what would you say are some commonalities and some differences between African Americans and Cameroon?
Oh, okay. You want me to go to Cameroon specifically, not just Africans?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Differences.
Or similarities?
Okay, let's do both. Okay, so I'll start with differences. Growing up, because I was part of both cultures, right? I got to go to my Cameroonian side, and I would go to my mom's side, my Chicago side of the family. So I think the main difference, is on the Cameroonian side, notice that there's like this sense of communal responsibility. Like, I'm responsible for the reputation of my entire family. Like, I can't, disgrace my family in any way, shape, or form. Like, we are all connected, and if I do something, it affects you. So whenever I make a decision for myself individually, I have to think about how it affects the group.
I hear that.
See, but we get that all the time too, as African Americans, because we would get that, man, boy, don't you disrespect the family, or don't you make me look bad.
That's my name.
Yeah.
Don't mess up my last name.
Don't mess up the last
Don't
name.
mess up my last name. Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass
You
me.
know who you are? You are a William. You are a Johnson.
Right, exactly. You do, but I think it's not as strong.
Not as strong.
Because
No,
you know
it's not
why?
as
Because it's mixed with because I think on the Black American side, we've been influenced by American individualism a little bit. So maybe that's what we started off with, our African roots, that communal mindset, and it's still there. Maybe compared to like the average white American, we still have it. But compared to Africans, I think we've moved a little bit down the spectrum where there's a more of an individual mindset, like kind of like, self-realization. No, I'm doing things that make me happy. So it's not bad or wrong. It's just a different way of thinking. Like, we've grown up in the States. We've had many generations of, foundational Black Americans who live here. So we have that mindset of, I'm going to do something that's good for the family. But if I like it, forget y'all. I'm gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
So that's one stark difference I noticed. And growing up, I had to constantly battle those two sides.
Like with that type of mindset that you had, like with your African side of the family, did that create like some type of conflict where like, wait a minute, because that's not how we do it, but you're like, but over here in America, this is how we.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. My Cameroonian grandmother used to come visit us in Chicago all the time. And when I was like a teenager, I wanted to get a tattoo, right? I'm like, I'm gonna get a tattoo. And she said, oh, no, we don't do that. In our family, we don't do that. We don't get tattoos. But I'm like, I want one. I mean, what am I doing? Am I breaking the law? Like, why is it? But she was treating it like it was like an abomination.
Yeah.
My American side, my mom wasn't crazy about the idea, but she was like, okay, well, you're about to be 18, you can go get it. Because, hey, if you want to express yourself or if it means something to you, as long as it's something great, you can do it. So that idea of like individual self-expression is something that's very American. I think that African Americans take for granted that they have that embedded in them for generations of living in the U.S. And you won't notice it until you were kind of juxtaposed next to an African from the continent. And you say, oh, okay, I see how there's an American influence in how I think. So I had the luxury of seeing both sides. So that's one difference.
So the question, wait a minute. So did you get the tattoo?
No, I didn't get it. Okay, but not because of that. Because I'm scared of needles, and I literally went to the tattoo shop, and I just like freaked out. So it wasn't because my grandma was telling me that I was a disgrace and a shame to the family.
You don't like needles.
Yeah, I don't like needles.
Yeah.
I thought I could go through it, but I couldn't do it.
American side and get that tattoo anyway. That was gonna be my question.
No, I didn't. I didn't. But it wasn't because of that. But had it not been for the needle, I would have gotten it anyway. But I didn't do it. But in terms of similarities, it's funny that you asked that because I saw so many similarities, but yet both sides were always clashing. And I'm like, do you all realize how similar you are? And you're always like at odds with each other. And I grew up in an immigrant community in Chicago. It was like a lot of African immigrants. And I had so many altercations. I witnessed so many altercations between African Americans and African immigrants in my neighborhood. But again, being from both sides, I saw the similarities. I think one is spirituality. Like, this kind of fear of something bigger than yourself. Like, I don't think that's escaped foundational Black Americans, and I'm sure that derives from their African roots. Like, no matter, there's a fear of God that comes on both sides, and no matter what, it can be the hardcore criminal, but he's in jail praying. Like, he doesn't mess with God. They kill 3 people, but he's not gonna mess with God. So I think like that's one similarity, like spirituality. We're connected in that way. Even the way that we socialize, I think is like so similar. I know we all talk about colored people time. It's real.
It is.
And it's real on the African side.
It's definitely real in Kenya. Oh my God. Oh my God. But anyway, go ahead.
It's real on both sides. And I can't help but think that has to be something cultural, not in a bad way. I think it's just a sense of this approach to life, that life is supposed to be fluid. You're not supposed to go to a party on time. Like, it's a party. That's why it's a party. It's not a doctor's appointment. Like, why am I going on time? Where socializing is considered kind of fluid, right? Like, you get there when you get there. You're socializing, you're having fun. I saw that on both sides as well. So I would say those are 2 things I can just think of off the top of my head. But there's so many things. There's so many points in my life where I sat down and said, if these 2 sides could just sit down and look face to face, they would see that they have way more in common than they don't have.
Yeah, and one of the things. So hold on. So one of the things that I noticed as well is when we met at the was it the DayCon? So shout out to DayCon. When we met at the DayCon conference, it was a lot of Ghana versus Kenya or Ghana versus other countries, right? Yeah, East versus West. That is absolutely correct.
That too.
No, so what y'all have in common with the US?
Yeah, I know, right,
That's
Kyle?
another comment. Yeah.
East Coast versus West Coast.
Yeah. You got like Tupac and Biggie.
That's exactly what it is.
But and here's the thing, like you're saying, there's so many similarities that there is between. So yes, to your point, Shani, like Ghana has its own vibe, right? And it's nothing like Kenya, right? And some folks may thrive very, very well in Kenya because they like that fast environment.
Yeah.
But if you're not so much of that fast environment, I mean, Shani, what would you kind of describe Accra as if you have to describe it as somewhere here in the United States, like a city in the United States? So if we say Nairobi is like, if Nairobi is like New York, what would Accra be like in something similar to the United States?
From a slower pace, it seems like a slower pace.
Yeah.
I don't know what's more of like a slower pace. What's a slower pace area compared to
like a DC?
Anything below Virginia?
Probably, you talk about slower pace.
Richmond,
Jackson, Mississippi.
Anywhere that's not
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Or Memphis, would it be like a Memphis?
Virginia.
Now Memphis, because they speed limit is like 55.
Once you get under the Mason-Dixie line.
And I think like one of the things that stood out too when I was at the conference, someone was speaking, I forget exactly who said it, but it's basically like find your vibe, right? Like you mentioned, if faster pace is for you, you're gonna love Nairobi, right? If you don't want a fast-paced environment like New York, you're not gonna like it. You're gonna go there and go, I don't like this place. But if you want a slower pace environment, and again, I've only been to Nairobi and Ghana, so I'm using these two as an example. Then you'll go to Ghana. Mm-hmm. So it's just find what your vibe is, and then go to whatever country that is for you, wherever it looks like for you in Africa, because each one has its own flavor.
Yeah.
And it's not that one is wrong, and the other is just what fits you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is the hall.
And if you want uber fast pace, if you want like
Ghana,
Nairobi times 2, go to Lagos.
I've been to Lagos.
Right here, baby.
I've been to Lagos, and definitely not my cup of tea.
It's too fast for you, too much.
No, it was just when I was in Lagos. I was working for Schlumberger at the time, and I remember from the airport, I had to go to the little man camp. I forget, that's just outside of Lagos. And I had 2 armed security guards.
Wow.
Yes. Escort me from the airport to the main camp. That was just a little bit outside of Lagos.
Why? Was it dangerous?
A few years earlier, one of the folks got kidnapped from my company.
Yeah. But I mean, Nigeria in general has a contentious relationship with energy companies in general, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
Well, were you going to Southeast Nigeria? Is that where the camp was?
I don't know. I was not trying to go to Lagos at the time.
Yeah.
I begged, I screamed, I pleaded, and it was like a rite of passage for me. She's laughing. It was like a rite of passage. It's like, oh, you're going to Lagos. I'm like, there's no need for me. No, and they got my trip. It was a one-way. What was it? First class ticket. And direct from Houston to Lagos, and I did not enjoy my experience in Nigeria.
Yeah. Well, I will say this.
We see you, Kyle. Hold on.
In defense. Oh, sorry. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, in defense of Lagos, though, I mean, you were also working for an energy company, so that could have had something to do with what it was. Like I said, Nigeria has a very not so good history with energy companies, with Shell and how it kind of conducted business in, I think that eastern, southern Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they had bodyguards with you. Like, energy companies have all the reason to have bodyguards in Nigeria, but Lagos actually is. I've heard a few people who've been recently who've had really good experiences there. So I wouldn't write it off completely. Like, go not as the energy professional and it's just Chris, the wine company founder, and you might have a different experience.
Yeah. And to that point, it was about 15, 16, 17, 18 years ago when I went, right? So could be completely different.
And I'll share too. This is more of the perception of what they give, like for over here in the States. The perception that I was told for Nigeria is kind of like, that's not a place you kind of just like go visit.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta know somebody. They kind of
make you be afraid to go if you're not.
You can't just be a tourist and go. They say
that's true.
That's
not one of the places.
That's true.
Yeah, they say that about Nigeria. So it's kind of like, if I don't know somebody that knows somebody, and I don't have that connection, don't go.
That's true, because Nigeria is a highly populated country, and for that reason, you need someone who knows it well to navigate it. Like, it's So I think that is a reason. But recently, from what I've seen, Nigeria is kind of making this push for tourism. Like, they're promoting Dirty December, which is like
December started there too.
So all those things.
They party
hard with the. To be honest, Dirty December, it was a thing before. Like, someone branded it that, because even in Cameroon, like, that's what we do. All my cousins from England, we all go to Cameroon during December, during Christmas time. Everybody comes from abroad, who lives abroad. They come home for Christmas, and then it's just like partying nonstop for the whole month of December. But now it's been branded, and Nigeria is really trying to brand Lagos as like a Dirty December hub. And it's working. They got a few celebrities there last December. I think Sierra and some other people went there. So I think they're trying to become more of a tourist destination.
Okay. Kyle's been
Kyle's
been very small.
I'm like, I got questions about Nigeria.
So they just kidnapped your co-worker.
Don't come with no bullshit, Kyle. Don't come with no bullshit.
I just wanted the people want to know, because you drove past
He said it really fast. I have a good experience.
They just kidnapped y'all. So did they call y'all and say, hey, we got your worker? Like, what? What did they?
No, did they actually kidnap you? You said they wanted to, that you had
No,
bodyguards, so they wouldn't.
Look, y'all really want me to tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh my God! Look, they want me to tell the story, Al. All right,
All the
so
coworker ain't watching.
so wait, before I tell the
'Cause
story,
I didn't know about the kidnapping, but yes, what's this?
so hold on, before I tell the story, what do y'all think about the black label? So that is
I
an
didn't
infusion
drink
of two
any,
different fruits.
I'm almost done. I don't know what I'm talking. It's good. I like
You
it.
like that?
Cookies.
I'm about to dip you like, oh, we dipping this too. I like it.
I like it.
So
I
that,
kind of like the warmth thing.
the tea, yeah. Well, that's the fusion of strawberry and blueberry.
I like it.
I like it.
The thing is, I didn't get the other one by itself, like only with the tea, so I can't really compare the two.
Oh, okay. Well, we got something.
Okay, yeah, I might try it.
But the story of that, so like I said, it was like a rite of passage, right? So everybody had went to Lagos, and everybody was saying how, and like I said, this is, no disrespect to Nigerians, but this was like 10, 15, almost close to 20 years ago. And probably about 3 years before I went, there was a person that was kidnapped and they was held for ransom. Yeah. So I heard that story before I was even. So I was in my late 20s, early 30s, right? Mm-hmm. So I hear this story. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not going. I'm not going. And it's like, you're going. And I'm like, I'm not going. You're going. Next thing I know, I have a first class ticket to Lagos. So I'm like, damn it. It's like, we told you you're going. And like they were laughing, like my managers and whatnot were laughing about it because like everybody that was in the group had to go to Lagos and went. And I was a manager at the time. I'm like, there's no need for me to go there. I'm like, I have team members that can go on my behalf. And I was like, no, just like your expertise is required. I'm like, for a week. I'm like, this is a trip that, when they purchase a first class ticket, you're supposed to be there a minimum of 2 weeks. And I'm like, you guys are just doing this to be assholes. And it's like, yeah, we are. So I get to Lagos. So of course, the week leading up to it, everybody is ragging me, right? So there's like, oh, it's like when you get to the airport, they're gonna have you're gonna have armed security. You're gonna have to. They was telling me all this stuff. I'm like, all right, y'all just really messing with me. No, they bullshitted me not. I get through the airport, which I'm not gonna go into that whole piece, but I had to bribe the TSA person to get through the airport because I forgot my yellow card. Like I said, that's a horse of another color. So I get to the damn van, and it's like the Scooby-Doo looking van, right? I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was like, this is your transportation to the man camp. So I'm getting into the Scooby-Doo looking van, right?
To kidnap, right?
Yeah, I was just exactly what I'm sitting there. I'm like, these mofos went out loud. I'm like, I'm really about to get kidnapped. But luckily, the good white man, he got into the van with me too. So I was like, so if I get kidnapped, really? I'm going to have company. So we get into this van, and with the Scooby-Doo van, you got the little curtains and whatnot, and so they all close the curtains, right? And the guy gets into the van in the front seat. He was like, so, couple of rules. You're going to be going through the heart of Lagos. As you get through the heart of Lagos, do not look outside of the curtain. Stay behind the curtain. Do not look outside. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is really a setup. I'm like, because they don't want nobody to know how to get to the airport to the kidnap spot. So I'm like, I'm going to look outside this thing. So it was like, they closed up all the curtains to where you couldn't peek through. So I'm like, okay. So the driver gets in, and he has an AK-47 around him. He puts it to the side. I'm like, holy shit. Then the guy that's sitting next to me, the guy that's in the front seat, I didn't notice his AK-47 on him as well. So we have the driver and the passenger, both with AK-47s, about to drive us from Lagos Airport to the man camp. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, this shit done got real. So we're driving, and we're going through Lagos, and as we're kind of seeing, I think you go past the Nile River, I think, or something like that. I think it's the Nile. I can't remember what river it is, but it's a very famous river. I think it's the Nile. Anyway, we crossed the Nile. And of course, I'm like, this is the first time I've ever seen the Nile. I'm like, I want to look, I want to see what it is. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So we're crossing the river, on the other side.
Like
so
the Niger River, maybe.
Maybe Niger, I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And we go on the other side. So I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm like, nothing happened. We're about 20 minutes into the trip. Excuse me. We were about 20 minutes into the trip. So I'm like, I'm going to just get a little adventurous. I'm going to kind of peek through the curtain. So I peeked through the curtain, and we just happened to stop at a damn red light. I'm peeking through the curtain, and like, I guess the Scooby-Doo van is like very well known because like people are looking at this damn van. I peeked through, and it's like, I'll never forget it. It was like an old dilapidated building, and people were kind of like looking at the van. So as soon as I looked through, he's kind of looking at me. And then the only thing I see is he turned and he was like pointed at the van, and I seen a bunch of Nigerians just start running down the damn stairs. I'm like, oh shit, they're about to kidnap us. And they're running, and the light turned green. If I'm lying, I'm dying, y'all. The light turns green, and we start driving off, and they're chasing the freaking van. I'm like, oh. And the guy in the front seat, he sees it. He was like, and he tells the driver, like, they're chasing us, right? So these guys are like chasing us, and like it's probably about a good, 25, 30 yards, right? So they're chasing us, but they would have had a whole lot of room to make up. So had we been stuck in traffic, they would have easily got us. But the guy got through traffic and whatnot, and probably like we didn't have to stop for like another 5 or 10 minutes, right? Before we got stopped, before we got stopped at another red light or got stuck in traffic or whatnot. And that was my experience of not looking outside the van like you do as you're told in Nigeria. And ever since then, I had that experience. And then when I was at the man camp, it was a lot of blackouts, not a lot to do, no cable, it was very,
Why did
very
chasing
difficult.
y'all?
I just told you.
Because you're the bad guys.
No, they were probably trying to ransom us, dog.
Oh, so they must know that van.
That's why I said they must have known that van, that Scooby-Doo looking van.
Americans or whatever.
Yep.
Not just, it's just a hypothesis, a theory. I think that not just Americans, but Americans in the energy sector. Like I said, after this, like go up and look up energy companies in Nigeria. And I'm not saying that maybe necessarily the company you were working for at that time, but there's a very contentious relationship between Nigerian citizens and energy companies.
Why?
Atrocities committed by Shell and other companies in parts of Nigeria.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if they not only knew that you guys were foreigners, but they've probably seen that van come through that route many times and know that it's going to the man camp where there's an energy thing. So it's probably a mixture of a protest against it as well as, they're Americans. So that's what I'm saying. I would love, this is my wish for Chris for 2026. I'm not even Nigerian and I wish this for you. I would love for you to go there now as an entrepreneur and as a founder. Like Shani's saying, find someone that you trust. You live in Houston.
Good call. I was like,
Find someone that you trust. No. Listen, I'm on a serious note. Find somebody. There's lots of Nigerians in Houston. Nigeria has a huge population. Eze, Ambassador Eze, take Chris to Nigeria now that he's not working for an energy company, and see if there's a difference in his experience.
Yeah, I was scared shitless when that happened. Like I said, I never will forget that. So
I would have fired that day. Oh, you're going? Oh, I quit. Like, it's crazy to hear because you don't experience that in America like that. I mean, unless you work for the mob or you a heavy drug dealer or something or a celebrity. But other than that, it's like you just flew into a city. Yeah. It ain't like you come in on celebrity type kick. And they got you sitting there ducking and dodging like you about to go before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. I better know. Nigeria, y'all have it. Y'all got it.
But then you go to the flip side, right? So the flip side in terms of Nairobi and Kenya, right? And Shani, I've shared this with you a few times, and you can kind of
kidnapping people in Nairobi.
No, like I said, completely. so you're flipping the coin, right? The way that they embrace African Americans over there, at least how they embraced me and how they embrace Shani, is like completely different, right? And folks that you don't even know, they will just come up to you, and Shani, she was on Instagram and just, she didn't know these people, and they just embrace just her, and you are a landmark. shout out to Ann, our winemaker. But, you know, they see that you're not necessarily from Kenya, and, you know, the minute that you open up your mouth, they really like, oh, yeah, you're definitely not from, because I know how to dress like I'm from Kenya, so, you know, I start getting treated like a Kenyan, but the minute I open my mouth, then everything changes, right? But that sense of community and that sense of just, you know, just wanting to just help your fellow person or fellow Kenyan or whoever, you know, that's a real thing in Nairobi. So like I said, you know, you have the totally two different extremes of what I've experienced, like from being in Nigeria all the way to Kenya. Right?
So do they got Popeyes out there?
Oh, they got something better.
KFC.
No. Oh, hell no.
I'm joking, but they do have KFC in a lot of African countries.
They do.
Yeah.
They have KFC, but nobody want to.
In Nigeria, they got
It's like,
KFC. Yeah.
I can't stand KFC. Like, why would I?
No, I don't like it either, but they got it.
They advertise really heavy in
KFC.
Africa.
They love KFC.
Oh yeah, and it's
taste
treated as
better.
like almost like it's like in most
It might
countries,
taste
like
better
it's like a
over
more
there.
upscale spot
Really?
than it is here. Just like McDonald's. If you go to Europe, at least back in, you know, McDonald's is a more upscale, has more upscale feel in Europe. The same goes for KFC. I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story. He said my Cameroonian cousin he and his girlfriend went on a trip to Nigeria, like, you know, like a little honeymoon trip or whatever. And they're at KFC with these big buckets of chicken posing on a date. I'm like, is that KFC you got that? He's like, yeah, but to him, like, he had taken his girl on a date, like a KFC, like it's like an American restaurant.
Top of the line. Top of the line damn chicken.
They're like, oh, the chicken, they're like,
And that's why I make fun of us in America with KFC.
Yes.
Bucket of chicken, right?
Yep.
They got churches.
No,
they
they
got something
got
better.
that far.
What's better?
So wait a minute, I'm going. Shiny, what
Let
is
me
the
keep
best chicken spot that we had when we was in Nairobi?
Is it called like the place that we stopped at? What is it called?
Chicken Inn.
Yes, Chicken Inn.
Oh,
What's it called?
Chicken Inn.
Chicken Inn. Okay,
Yeah.
nope. Go to Nairobi Chicken Inn.
Yeah.
Chicken
get
Inn.
the chicken
What makes that
chicken.
chicken so good? Like, what's the?
Is it
They
fried?
know how to fry some chicken.
Yeah,
out
they
there.
do.
But
Fried
in East and
chicken.
Southern Africa, you know, meat is a staple in their diet.
Mhm.
I think in Swahili it's called nyama because it's called the same thing in Cameroon. But like, yeah, they're very good. Like even in South Africa.
So in barbecue,
Yeah, barbecue, I would say.
So yama choma.
nyama choma.
Yeah. So you're
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's the reason why I texted Kenya's coming. Y'all yama
It's
choma
okay,
ain't got nothing on
They
mine.
said Yamachala.
Yama choma.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Nyama means
barbecue.
meat, actually. I don't know what choma means, but
Yeah.
nyama, even in the dialect from where I am in Cameroon, nyama means meat.
I'm international bilingual.
Ah.
You some Yama tonight.
Okay.
Everybody had that. You give me some Yama tonight.
We can use it in that
You are
context
silly. You
too.
are wild.
Put it to.
But yeah, they try to do yama choma. And like I said, I can't wait to get there just to blow everybody out the water with my yama choma. So shout out to Julius. So
Why you bring no Yamachima back here?
no, it's barbecue.
Yeah,
It's
we
barbecue.
got it.
It's barbecue.
It's
No, it's
barbecue.
barbecue.
I mean, why you do no chicken in back here?
Oh, that got ate up.
Yeah.
That's a shame. You know what?
Exactly.
That chicken is not gonna last no. Was it 19 hours? 20 hours? Yeah, that is not
You could have
gonna
frozen
last.
it.
I
You
was
could have
about to
frozen
say,
it.
you ain't never had to take a bus
But
ride
frozen
from
barbecue is really not the
California.
same. You can't
No.
come
We
defrost
had
it.
packets full of chicken. It lasts for 2 days, man. Put that bag and bring it, warm it up.
There might be actually a Kenyan restaurant. Maybe you know about it in Houston that you could that has some good nyama choma.
I don't know. I'm
Barbecue?
Do they got Kenyan
Barbecue.
restaurants?
I mean,
Kenyan barbecue.
it's a lot of good barbecue because you in Texas, right?
No.
So-
I mean Kenyan barbecue specifically.
Oh,
Nyama
no,
choma
ain't
specifically.
got nothing.
Really?
No, because
Okay.
here again, like I said, shout out to Julius. So he was one of the guys that purchased our chips, our barbecue chips. So what we do is we have a method in terms of where we take the waste from the fruit and the waste from the yeast from the wine that we can't use. infuse. We're able to process it to where the fruit and the wine, we're able to make it like a hard paste in some things, and it's infused with our wine. So then it becomes hard, and then you can burn it, and then what it does, it puts a aroma and a smoke flavor to it. So
nice.
we call it fruit chips, and it takes the barbecue to a whole nother. So I've done it here in the United States, and
County had it.
yeah. Oh yeah, you have that.
Yes.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah, you have barbecue.
For Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, you got to play.
Yeah. So
regular barbecue in America.
yeah. and that's one of the things about our winery, right? So very, very little waste. Very, very little waste. So and that's one of the things that as we're going through our inspection, they're like, so where's your waste? Like, we sell it. You know, really. And we describe the process, and that's a very very innovative in what we do.
Wow, quite sustainable.
And our winery, it's small, but I say it's tiny but mighty, right? And
the first of many.
Yeah, the first of many. And just what we were able to do, people are really like, wow, you guys really have it put together. And once again, that's the reason why this is what we talked about during the conference, process and procedures.
Yeah.
One of the things that I am really keen on, or I was taught, was, Six Sigma. You can turn a small space and turn into like a very powerful production if you have everything set up the right way. And that's exactly what I did. And I used my Six Sigma training to utilize the little small space that we have to churn out really nice amounts of production of wine, right? And we take our waste and we sell that too. So Six Sigma is a big thing, but here again, that's what we was talking about at the conference. A lot of African Americans, that are wanting to relocate, take the process and procedures, take the things that we have learned in corporate America, and transfer that over there, and you'll be able to thrive. And if you put your efforts into products and not necessarily services, you're really going to thrive. So,
when you say products, is there like a certain type of lane?
Yeah, no, it's wide open. Like, because Yama Choma or barbecue is just getting started in Nairobi, right? I recognize they don't have barbecue chips, or they don't have smoking wood. So I'm like, I can feel that need. It's very, very easy. Once you get over there, you start finding out, like, hey, they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have this, they don't have that. You know how it can go, Kyle. You get a plug here in the States. Like, hey, I need this, that, and the third. You start work. You work your shipping. How do you do it? And you start supplying the market over there.
Yeah, maybe we would.
Okay, you hear me over here listening.
Okay.
I'm already thinking about my baby in the safaris. I'm like, she'll be good with,
Let me do some yummy.
Yeah, Kenya is honestly one of the most international cities, or amongst the most international cities in Africa. So I think it's a good starting point for somebody who wants to settle in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
would you say
lots of UN type worker? That's how I ended up there, because my aunt worked for the UN and was based in Nairobi. That's how I ended up there when I was 2 years old. My grandma went to go visit her. So it's known to be like one of the more international, frankly westernized cities in Africa. And that's why I'm saying you can't really compare Lagos and Nairobi. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. Like, what is it that, and Americans, Black Americans, when we are thought about the continent or want to go, everybody is only about Ghana or Nigeria, as if Africa isn't a continent.
Yeah.
There's so many there.
So hold on. So before you answer that, y'all, we out of time. So we want you to tune in to overtime.
Next
week. No. This is gonna go into overtime.
Oh, great.
So we're gonna go into overtime.
All right.
So tune into overtime.
That.
So definitely subscribe to the channel, and we'll make the second part or the last part of this clip overtime, and we're probably gonna get a little bit more adult in this overtime session. So. Yeah. Well, look, we got the wine, so the wine is going to keep whining, y'all. So,
Okay.
But yeah,
Was this your first time?
subscribe to Overtime, and we see y'all next week.